Hey, and what's up, movie viewers? Dena Movie Views here, asking, what you watching? Well, today I am watching Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. It is starring Michael B. Jordan, and he is playing Senior Chief Officer John Kelly. Lauren London as his wife Pam Kelly, Jodie Turner-Smith as Officer Karen Greer, and Jamie Bell as the questionable CIA agent Robert Ritter. Now, this movie was directed by Stefano Salama, screen story and written screenplay done by Taylor Sheridan and Will Staples, and is based on the novel by Tom Clancy. Let me start by saying this movie is rated R. It is a thriller, kind of a thriller, and definitely not recommended for children. I found myself turning away from the screen for some of the violence, but I just don't like violence. Nevertheless, it was full of action, a bit of suspense, a bit of thriller, and some drama. Again, in the movie, not to give away too much of the point, but spoiler alert, Chief Officer John Kelly, who is played by Michael B. Jordan, is a part of an elite Navy SEAL squad, and they have been sent on a top secret ops mission. It turns into a battle, and they even end up losing one of the SEALs. They lost their lives. Now, after completing this mission, this top secret mission, a very deadly mission, I must say, it almost cost them their lives because there was a gun battle. They're getting in this helicopter to leave, and Officer Greer, again, she is played by Jodie. She is the lieutenant commander, and she's actually over Michael B. Jordan's character. So she yells to the person, one of the men, the other SEALs that are in this helicopter, and she yells to him, "Ritter, explain the Russians." And then John Kelly yells, "They weren't just contractors, they were Russian military." But you knew that, didn't you? He's asking this to Robert Ritter. Now, Ritter just stares at him and starts to do this sinister smile. And just as John Kelly grabs Ritter to rough him up and invite him to a knuckle sandwich or two, the lieutenant commander, Greer, calls him, and she instructs him to stand down. She's telling him to stand down. Now, this Ritter dude, he gives off some sinister vibes. He looks and he laughs, but clearly he's hiding something. Now, 3 months later, they show them, and they're back in the United States after this mission is completed, and they are home. And Officer Kelly and his very, very pregnant wife, Pam Kelly, who is played again by Lauren London, she is clearly ready to give birth. She's big pregnant. They're at this party, and they are both happy, elated, and excited about the birth of their first child. And then they decide to return home. And his wife, Pam, is tired. She's exhausted, and she just wants to lay down and get some much needed rest. John obliges her, and since he is not sleepy, he goes downstairs to listen to music while she actually gets her some rest. Now, he puts on these earplugs and he's listening to his music while she's sleeping upstairs, eating some popcorn or something. But anyway, laying on the couch. There are people that break into their home, and they have guns, and they're shooting up the place. But because John has the earplugs in, he does not hear them right away. But when he does, he gets up and he gets his gun and returns fire. He winds up getting shot several times, but not before taking out one of those assassins. He crawls to the bed where his wife is, but he's too late. This squad of Russian soldiers have murdered his wife and his unborn child, and he is distraught. But he loses consciousness, and they just show him in the hospital. And It turns out that there were 3 other members of this secret ops team that were also murdered. Now, this was said to be retaliation for their role in this secret ops mission that is referenced at the beginning of the movie. So John Kelly manages to survive this attempted assassination. As he recovers from his injuries, he attempts to find out who these assassins were that took his family. But interestingly, he discovers that there is an even bigger conspiracy, and that there are people that he trusts and members of his own unit that are questionable, and even unsuspectingly unmask a clandestine conspiracy that has the potential to immerse the United States and Russia into a state of war. And it all has to do with this mission he was on. So he finds himself fighting with and against his own country, Secret Service, FBI, CIA agents, all involved, as well as the assassins. He's fighting 2 wars, some would say, but he refuses to stop his pursuit regardless of their campaigns to block him. His only focus is to find and bring these assailants to justice. But let me just say, I don't think Jodie Turner smiled one time in this entire movie. But it was quite refreshing to see a black man in this type of role. The only thing that could have made it more appealing for me was to have seen this character that Michael Jordan played with a black name. You know, instead of John, he needs a name like Jamal, Jaquez, Jaden, Rashid, you know, any name that lets you know that he was a black man. That's the only thing that I would have changed. Now, in his pursuit to find the truth, John finds himself betrayed by his own country. He is conflicted between his loyalty to his country and his personal duty to avenge those who destroyed his family. But he has to get to the truth. And it seems that everyone has turned on him, and he only has the help of Jodie, who's playing his Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer. But once he becomes clear that there are some powerful officials and shady agents behind an international conspiracy, he understands what his duty is, and to trust no one and fight his enemies without remorse. John was seeking justice for the murder of his wife and unborn child. He gets to the bottom of the cover-up and gets revenge on the top agents and officials who created the chaos. He defended himself successfully, and I really like some of the surprise attacks that he planned and outsmarting the wicked mischief makers. Surprisingly, I don't tend to like shoot 'em up movies. However, this movie was bearable for me. So because of the choice of the lead, it made it realistic and relatable for me. And this is why I give this movie a 3 out of 5 stars. Mainly because I like seeing a black man in this type of role. It's astounding to show them as the lead in serious movies of this type. I like when they're unapologetic, they're focused, and they're just as justified as any other character would be in having no remorse. So I am pretty sure that this is not the last time that we have seen him in this role, because he mentioned heading an international counterintelligence group. We shall see where this leads. Now, if you would like to check out Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, starring Michael B. Jordan, you can find it currently streaming on Amazon Prime. This has been Dena Movie Reviews. Like, share, and comment. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe and join me for my next movie review. And remember, it's my view. Now, what you watching?